Okay, so welcome back everybody. You're watching the Gigabyte Dota Master Tournament. My name is Triumph Man, casting on the Beyond the Summit channel along with Absolute Legends Gods. And tonight we have got a rescheduled match. This is Mineski on the Radiant versus Giggles from Group C. This was supposed to get played yesterday. However, Mineski's internet completely died and here we are. Of course, Mineski, one of the better known teams in the world, up against wildcard spot winners, Giggles. And they were the ones with the Slam and ES gods.
Yeah, Giggles are definitely one of the teams to look out for. They've made it through qualifying number 2 in what was one of the best of 3 matchups I've ever seen. And in that, by beating Hirosh there, they now made their way into Group C. They're going to try and take down one of the giants in Southeast Asian Dota. That's going to be Mineski. And we did see, as you said, the slamming ES played by Pretty Little Liars. And it's going to be interesting to see what they try to pull up here. I have some doubts. Will they try to unleash something similar in such an important match? I mean, they've done it before. That was the grand finals of a qualifier to get in. So they've already proven they have nerves.
It wasn't a terrible idea. Like it wasn't like he just went, oh, let's get a deadlift. He went, okay, let's get drums, let's get blink, and now our carry isn't quite performing, and we need some more just physical burst damage. I'm just gonna make a bit like it's gonna either hit big or it's gonna miss big. It's a big play. Either it fails or it works big. It's not the sort of thing that sort of just peters out one way or another. But I don't think it was a terrible decision. It just provided a crap load of burst damage out of nowhere. And I honestly blame the loss of that match was just because ES got caught out. He got caught while trying to farm, blinked into trouble accidentally, and then just got picked off. Like Hirosh gunned for him. They said, okay, we've got to get rid of him right now. So they took him out. But I noticed it was a disconnect. However, that was double R. It wasn't the banner J. So he's still here. Now, we've got Shadow Demon first banned by Giggles, followed by a Darkseer ban. I think the Darkseer makes a lot of sense just because he's so damn popular as of late. Really good suicide solo hero and very, very reliable all round, and also really good for the early team fights. But Anti-Mage also being banned, gods.
Yeah, Anti-Mage, the big hard carry, being taken out of the pool. We're not going to see that in Mineski, although they like to stay away from those hard carries. They do prefer to go for those big aggressive mid-game heroes, the Tiny, the Queen of Pain, the DK. And I mean, I said earlier they liked the Bottle Crow, but we didn't see that earlier with Dream. So whether or not Mineski will use it, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, wait, no, the Radiant last game. Oh, not the last game. It was. Oh, now I forget. Somebody was Bottle Crowing. A Windrunner in the top lane was Bottle Crowing, but they didn't have a double crow. But she was side lane crowing out bottles. I remember that much. Although we have had once again the Brewmaster ban. Now, even AL banned the Brewmaster against DK. I'm interested to see why. I need to find out why so many teams, like, they're really, really fearing the Brewmaster. And I mean, AL versus DK, I just thought, well, they're Chinese. Why wouldn't we ban the Anti-Mage? But there must be something about this Brewmaster that is so important that just hasn't clicked for me yet. So I am going to try and track that down later.
Brewmaster was a more common pick in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep. You just camera froze for a second there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. No, Brewmaster was actually a more popular pick in China than the Anti-Mage for a long. That's where Brewmaster became popular. They loved to use him for these mid-game sort of pushing strategies where they'd get complete control over the game. And Anti-Mage is a hard carry. I mean, the Chinese teams, the stereotype is they like to play a slow game where they farm, but they won't often do that with a hero like Anti-Mage. They prefer having the lone druid, even picking up heroes like Panda, and these sort of more useful heroes that don't just require a lot of farm to do right-click damage. This game, though, with a lot of those carries being banned out, we are going to see Prophet being first pick, Windrunner and Queen of Pain from Mineski, so there's your mid-game presence, but still, once again, no Chen being picked up despite it not being banned.
Indeed, indeed. So it looks like they're not really worried about those junks. I mean, they might try. I mean, it looks like neither are worried, but I doubt they're going to slot them into their lineup then, as it looks like we've got the Windrunner is definitely a great pick. Queen of Pain is still... well, I'm going to say she's going to solo mid just because we're most likely to have the Windrunner suicide. So unless they're planning on running an aggressive tri-lane, I mean, we've seen that happen before. Windrunner, the focus of an aggressive tri-lane, have a couple of heroes like Titan, like Crystal Maiden up there with her, backing her up, and then just go for kills. Try and shut down the enemy lane, then Queen of Pain can take the bottom, like a solo the bottom lane, or like the safe lane rather, and then they've got a different solo mid. But in this case, I'm thinking we're probably going to see a solo mid from the Queen of Pain, and probably, well, I'm guessing, well, then again, I mean, we've seen Crystal Maiden and Time Hunter where they actually it looks like they might be running roaming supports, and then they don't go with the hard carry. Time Hunter winds up getting farmed in the lane, they give him the money, he goes for the Anchor Smash build, gets farmed up, tries to get early defensive items like the early pipe on him, or just quick vanguards or something, just gets up there, bees a bully in the fight, gets up the front, and causes trouble. But in this case, I think it's still early to tell. I mean, we could even see laning Furon or even jungling Furon. It's very difficult to tell within the lineup so far. But Lone Druid, as well as the Broodmother being banned here.
Yes, I'm about to say, I don't know if Giggles know much about this Mineski team. Banning out the Lone Druid, not the hero that Mineski are really known for using at all. We'll see Mineski picking up another support to go with that Earthshaker. They like to use the Crystal Maiden, that's already been taken. They also like to use the Ancient Apparition as well as Shadow Demon, so maybe going to see an AA pick as their other support. Then they'll pick up their third hero, their main, well, I don't want to say carry, but their main hero for their aggressive tri-lane. Maybe a hero like Slardar, which we did see Dreams pick up earlier. And we're going to see just what they want to go with. Over on the Giggles side, they haven't really picked up any of their key heroes yet. They've got Prophet, of course, a hero that will move around the map a lot, but they need to pick up some of their semi-carries, or even maybe a hard carry here. We have seen a lot of Morphling, and that could be something they want to go with.
He couldn't do. I mean, oh wait, no, that was Ice that was really spamming the crap out of the Morphling, wasn't it? Giggles didn't do it so much, but I mean, Morphling definitely a very strong hero, and I mean, he could be backed up. I mean, if they go for the Morphling trialing, he would be perfectly backed up by the Titan and Crystal Man. They could go for some early kills there, put a lot of early pressure on, and then break off, go and cause pressure elsewhere, and just leave Morphling alone. Because once he gets that level of advantage, he's very hard to kill. Morph stats and a pseudo blink, making him very, very difficult to deal with. Vengeful Spirit though being banned. One more ban there from Mineski. What are we going to see picked off here?
I'm not too sure. I mean, they'll probably just ban out another kind of carry or semi-carry here. As I mean, you can see that the Dire team, maybe they can play Tide as a farmer, but either way, they're probably not going to pick up another hard support. They've got the Crystal Maiden there, so I think it's either going to be Prophet jungle or Tide is going to be a support hero here, and they do ban out the Night Stalker. So things are wide open here for the Dire team. There's plenty of options they can go for if they want to go for a more push-oriented line where they can get the heroes like Pugna, Shadow Shaman, or they can just play it safe, look to maybe protect their hard carry. Even something like a Spectre. There's a lot of options for them.
Oh, I haven't seen Spectre in so long. She's just become so unpopular because,
well that's on Complexity have used it on a couple occasions recently, so not entirely true. It was I believe in the Premier League. They used it twice against Quantic Gaming. They beat Quantic Gaming 2-0 using Spectre.
Fair enough. And Quantic, I mean, they're on board with the whole early aggression, so it just speak volumes indeed. I probably need to track down. It's really annoying not having access to replays of a lot of competitive matches, just because I can't track it down and watch the stats and stuff like that. But I will see what we can do, just because that is definitely a game to watch and analyze. But right now, like you said, Balinar being banned, the early aggression for him is gone. Leshrac, though, getting picked. I mean, that could be a really aggressive trial and right about there if they decide to go for it. But at the same time, I mean, Leshrac can take a solo lane. We do see him do that every now and then. Ancient Apparition being picked up, though. I'm not sure about him. Yeah. I'm really not sure.
I think it's fine. It works with the ES. It's going to be their main support. With CM, Vengeful Spirit, Shadow Demon, all not an option here. It is going to work out all right. And we are going to see a Kunkka being picked up. There's a big AoE team fight. There's their sort of main carry. He's not really a hard carry.
No.
He doesn't do the biggest right-click damage. I mean, obviously that one cleave at the start can do some serious damage, but he can get kited around. Heroes like Queen of Pain and Windrunner do very well against the Kunkka, and that's a bit of a concern, I feel.
I don't know, maybe he's just really hoping between the Ravage and like a couple of subsequent disables, he can really land a good boat. Because, I mean, Ravage will definitely pin people down and allow him to land a good one, because, I mean, they've got a lot of stun there. If they can, like, Kunkka's is obviously less reliable, but when you've got something like Ravage to set things up, I think you can probably land some really good combos. You've got Ravage, you've got Crystal, you've got Frostbite, you've got Split Earth, you've got the Torrent, you've got the boat. That's pretty damn nasty. And right now, dude, I don't honestly know, because we've got Squishy Windrunner, Squishy Queen of Pain. If they get hit by these lockdowns, Ancient Apparition against Squishy ES support hero, so not going to be that fun. And there's that Spectre we were talking about. So I guess we'll see how this turns out. I mean, early game she's kind of squishy. I mean, if she can get that fast Vanguards, maybe. And if she's leveling Dispersion as well, maybe she'll be able to tank it. But then if they pick off the Queen of Pain, the Earthshaker, the Ancient Apparition, they're not going to be left with much to fight. So I really feel early aggression. If the Dire team can get aggressive early on, it is going to be relatively rough. Relatively rough for the Radiant.
Yeah, that's what they need to do, is use that Prophet to get some early games going, use the Leshrac, get up that Edict fast, push down some towers, put on a lot of pressure onto Mineski, and use the Kunkka to get up that early farm and just be a complete beast in those mid-game team fights where they'll have the Ravage with the Kunkka to back it up. I mean, they've got a lineup where if things go according to their plan, which is to get the early game lead using the Prophet ganks as well as the pushing power from the Prophet and the Leshrac, And they've got some strong lanes. CM Tide are two useful support heroes to have. And I mean, Kunkka can be devastating in the mid game. It's going to come down to just how the early game and laning stage goes, I feel.
I am wondering how much. I mean, Mineski. This is. I mean, they're up against. I mean, this obviously they don't really need to win. They could probably come back, but I mean, they've already lost one game this tournament so far, just to a walkover. If they lose this to a wildcard match, like to a wildcard, they are going to cop so much flack. So I think this is still relatively important. They need to just basically win this, or are they going to get so much hate? I just feel if they lose to a wildcard team like this after giving a walkover to big players like that, it definitely does bother me a little bit. But how do you?
Yeah, we'll have to see just what this is. This is the first time we'll see what they're truly capable of. They've got 5 in the game. They have loaded. Hopefully this game does get underway as both teams, I mean, very different lineups. We're going to have the Radiant team look to go to the late game, try to get the Radiance as quickly as possible, and use the Windrunner as well as that Queen of Pain to control the early to mid game, give them the burst damage that they need to maybe deal with these heroes, these kind of fairly squishy Dire heroes.
I'm kind of thinking they're going to try and get Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane. The Dire are going to try and find Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane just because Kunkka, Tidehunter, and Crystal Maiden together can cause a lot of havoc together. I mean, they might try and just find because if Leshrac can get a good solo and if he can win his solo lane, he can do like if he gets those levels, early levels will do a lot for him, I think. But I mean, they could try and run. They could switch out the Kunkka for the Leshrac and run that instead. I mean, that's also possible. But I feel, I mean, because if they give him the setup of the Frostbite, I really feel that he's just going to land torrents and stuff really easy.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't think Kunkka's a hero they can really put solo against Windrunner or Queen of Pain. Kunkka will struggle, so the only other option is if they want to run maybe dual lanes, but even then you have maybe a Tide Leshrac and a CM Kunkka. It's not as strong as just running that tri-lane against the Spectre, and I mean, Mineski almost definitely will be looking to tri-lane at bottom with the Spectre. I think that goes without saying. They'll put the Windrunner, I believe it'll be Windrunner top, not mid. Windrunner and Queen of Pain between mid and top, more likely than not will be Queen of Pain mid. And with that, we are going to have the game resume. Mineski, their first appearance, their first actual appearance.
I am worried. If they tri-lane, if Mineski tri-lane the Earthshaker, the Earthshaker, the Spectre, and the Ancient Apparition, I don't think they're going to really win that lane, just because like the really only guy with some decent control in there is Earthshaker with a Fissure. Obviously, Ice Vortex is nice, Cold Feet is nice, but they don't proc instantly. And if Spectre gets in trouble, obviously Spectre doesn't have that much control either. If they get into trouble again up against a really aggressive set of heroes, I don't think they'll be able to hold off. But it looks like they aren't going to try and They're actually just going to try and get up top. All right, I really thought this would go aggressive, take the short lane, and go from there. But actually, they might have made the right call. No, Spectre is bottom. Never mind then. I don't know, guys. How do you feel about this?
I think it's okay. I mean, I think it's alright. I think putting it bottom can be risky. I mean, obviously they have a slightly better trialing, but with the creep pull from Mineski, they can make it so that they can control the wave, keep it close to their tower, and just play safe. They've got the ES. The Fissure plus Cold Feet is a very nice combo to use in a defensive position where you're near your own tower. It kind of prevents Giggles from ever going in, and a melee hero like Kunkka may struggle a bit in that bottom lane. So what Giggles are going to be doing is looking to aim for the mid game. Even sort of around 10 minutes in, they're going to try to use their stronger lineup, because even Spectre with sort of 10 minutes of free farm, he's not going to get up a Radiance that quickly. It still takes, if he's going Vanguard first, so he still won't get that Radiance till 20, 25 minutes in, and Giggles are going to look to dominate that period where Kunkka gets up some early items and Tide gets around level 6. That's when they'll start looking to contest the Spectre's farm.
That is a good point, of course. Radiance takes a damn long time to get, especially if delayed even just by a little bit. But right now, Tidehunter with the full-on support up here, it looks like he's going to be dropping counter wards in a second. He's expecting this Windrunner, but she's not going to, because they're putting, well, basically Mineski putting all their eggs in this Spectre's basket. They've got the defensive wards in here, trying to protect her. I just think Prophet should be okay, I think, but he might, like you said, Fissure and Cold Beat might cause some issues for him. They might be able to run him down, obviously, because Prophet doesn't have the best defense abilities. He might be able to ride it out and get away, but at the moment, the Shrek could be in some trouble if they get the block up, but I think he knows it's coming. He literally will switch. Yeah, no, he can't quite see it. Oh, you know, there we go. He can just see it. Just see it now. Yeah, he knows there's trouble skulking around there. And he's
and they haven't actually smoked, but close. They get the Cold Feet and the Fissure. I think he will manage to escape narrowly. Yes, he does. Hyde is also known as Oa. That is his normal name in Dota 1. Blinking in, not finding the kill there though. And that's where, coming through the river there, you probably showed on the screen just how much vision Leshrac has of them coming in. They need to use that smoke, or maybe even smoke around and come from the top side. That's the easiest side to gank from. So not going for a smoke at level 1 is going to make it so they can't really gank Leshrac. And Leshrac's a hero really easy to gank if they have the smoke, and no escape mechanisms like that Queen of Pain.
Indeed, indeed. Meanwhile, though, the lack of pressure right now has let Furion just get in here a little bit. He's not doing all that well, but of course, it just allowed him to just get those levels up and stuff. I think he might have been a little bit worried. He might have actually. I think he just actually. I'll take that back. I think he actually hung back because he was worried he couldn't see them. He's got no vision down here. Obviously, no wards. We have the Dire have also invested their wards in the top lane as well. There's a DD top. Oh, looks like they're going to race for it. Windrunner going in. Leshrac might just edge her out. Goes for the stun. Oh, he's gone for the DD as well. Looks like he says, yo, you can have that DD. There's the bait. She's taken the bait. She gets taken out for the first blood. I've got to say, smart play from Pelosin there. Just using that as
that
a huge
edict
bait.
doing so much damage, and Prophet TPing in. They're leaving Spectre to free farm bottom, but hey, Prophet can't really do much against the Talon anyway, so why not TP in, get a nice easy kill, and that was just some nice smart play coming out from Giggles.
I'm just wondering how long. I mean, how many levels do you think they'll let Kunkka get before they possibly break off and try and put pressure elsewhere? Because I mean, Tidehunter and Chris made two really scary heroes when they decide to roam together. They can really punch heads and take names. Do you think they'll?
Yeah, I'm not. We'll have to wait and see what exactly they do. But right now, they're looking to be in a good position come mid game with the big AOE team fight they've got.
I noticed Kunkka went for a fast. I mean, they might just try and get him an earn. They went for a fast earn. They might just try and get him a kill first. So he's just got those effectively 2 health potions stored up. That will give him a lot of resilience, especially if he goes for. Oh, I just wonder what he's going to build. Actually, I'm not even sure. He might go for a puppy build, or he might just try and go something completely different. But we'll see. And it looks like Windrunner definitely struggling. I mean, there's not much you can do against this. It is a very dangerous, very aggressive lane. There goes the X marks the spot. Torrent as well. Here it goes. Lands correctly. Frostbite coming out. The Crystal Nova. Frostbite if they need it. There we go, there's the Frostbite, pinning her down. Kunkka, no, Crystal Maiden going to take that.
Really cool Kunkka build. He went for level 2 X by level 4 just so they can get that kill. He only has level 1 Torrent, level 1 Tidebringer, but because the level 2 X is there, guaranteed to hit with that Torrent, and even with the Windrunner going down. So I really like this Kunkka build for a trialing, because he's going to farm. He doesn't need the Tidebringer to farm. And the Torrent, the damage can come from the CM and the Tide, so you don't need to level up that Torrent. So the X guaranteeing that kill there.
I agree, that was indeed a smart build. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, there's the stun. Doesn't connect with that hit. That could have been lights out for Queen of Pain. She's got the bottle, though. Crystal Maiden jacking that rune. She's got a haste. Cool. Oh, blink. No, it's still 5 seconds of cooldown. Oh, that could have been bad. That could have been bad for her. Just escaping death narrowly twice in a row, I think. But I'm just looking at Leshrac. 11-8 currently. 8-5 on Queen of Pain. So Leshrac just edging her out there at the moment. Meanwhile, Spectre sitting on 25-5. She's doing very, very well as far as a farm goes. Which, I mean, she's had a free bump, obviously, just because there's not much Prophet can do. Prophet currently sitting on level 3, 4, and 2. So struggling just a bit, of course. Now, Kunkka, of course, there we go. Okay, he's got those 2 earned charges, although Crystal Maiden and Tidehunter, they said, you know what, alright, let's just chill here. We don't need to move around yet. They're happy just to sit around. I don't know, honestly, I thought they would get active, but it looks like they're happy.
They can't really gank the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain with the blink. Maybe they can if they time it right, but chances are they're better off just sitting top lane. Maybe look to even push down this tower, because Windrunner can't go anywhere near the creep wave. Windrunner level 2, sure you have the Windrun, but against the Torrent, the X-Torrent, the Frostbite, the Nova, there's just so much killing power, so many slows and disables that Windrunner is really in a lot of trouble at this top lane. Unlike Prophet, Prophet's actually okay at bottom lane, getting some levels every now and then.
Well, no, you're right. Yeah, she can't get anywhere near this. And a fast tower is always fantastic. Will definitely help accelerate their goal gain. I think Crystal Maiden is... Oh, as long as she knows Queen of Pain is still mid, she'll be okay. Although it looks like she's breaking off. She might actually... She's going to go camp for the 6-minute rune. Try and keep that off the Queen of Pain. That's a very smart move. Just try and keep those runes off Queen of Pain. Keep the controller. Meanwhile, Kunkka is alone by himself, although Tidehunter is just going back up to the jungle skulking. I think he's getting ready to pull. Or possibly maybe just stack. We'll find out in a second. Did Crystal Maiden get a rune? No, Queen of Pain must have bottled it, I think. I'm just trying to find her now.
Rune is still bottom. It's illusion rune at bottom.
Okay, my bad.
That's alright, and they are going to go in on mid. They're looking for the CM. There's a Frostbite Fisher. Leshrac, what a stun. Leshrac's going to look for 2 kills here as Prophet TPing in. They get the Queen of Pain. AA will go down as well. Oh, CM dies the Queen of Pain points. CM almost lived there. It was the Queen of Pain damage over time that finished off that kill there. Great counter game from Giggles.
I have to say yes, definitely. And well, this is one of the things about laning Furon is he can be where he needs to be whenever he needs to be. And it looks like Leshrac just found that illusion rune. And wow, they're going to be able to. In fact, I mean, right now I think the Spectre. She's got the. I mean, she's only got 700 health.
Vanguard. Spectre's got the Vanguard.
Oh, okay, I take that back. She's going to be bloody hard to kill now.
Yeah. Yeah, had complete free farm, and this is what you'd expect. I mean, you'd see maybe 7 or 8 minute Vanguard, 6.5 man Spectre with Vanguard. Jules doing very well, but Kunkka at top lane is on par. Kunkka's at 38, Spectre on 39. Both heroes having more or less free farm, and Kunkka with quick phase boots, looking for another kill on this windrunner.
I think she's courting death. She is indeed. That was a bit of an error. The urn goes down as well, just for a bit of extra DPS. Turns out I don't think it was even necessary there. Could have held on. It doesn't matter though. Queen of Pain running in with a Shadow Strike and then getting belted in the face. She will have to back up. Crystal Maiden has found herself. No, that's a smoke. That's not an invis ring. It is a smoke. Moves in. X marks the spot. Here comes another torrent combo. She blinks away with a frostbite on. I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that.
I think because she had already cast it. Now Kunkka going in, looking for the kill. He's got the urn charge, the offensive urn charge, with a couple right clicks, gets the kill. And Spectre, ooh, is he going to go for this? I don't know if he's going to have enough damage. He's going to decide against it. He maybe could have got that. He doesn't have boots. I think Kunkka with phase boots could have outrun the Spectre, and CM will get caught top river. Mineski will pick up a kill here. You know, they didn't need that one there, even though it is just a CM.
They definitely, I mean, they've got to take what they can get, but no huge blow at the moment. They really could use a good kill on. I mean, Leshrac is something they need to shut down. If he starts getting out of control, it's going to be very, very difficult for them. But at the moment, I mean, looks like they're just not even bothered with Spectre. Going, you know what? It's okay. Spectre now about a quarter of the way to that Radiance. I think she might be, if she keeps going at this rate, what GPS is she on? She's doing pretty well for herself, I think. 330, if she keeps this up, I'm thinking she'd probably get a 16, 18 minute Radiance, maybe?
Still, when you've got the Vanguard first, it does, it's normally you're not going to see a Radiance before about 20 minutes. Even with complete free farm, it's normally around 20 minutes you'll get that Radiance. But I think we'll see the Dire team looking to maybe put some pressure on soon. They need the time to get level 6 first. Tide is level 5.5, probably going to pick up some Arcane Boots soon. And Tidehunter with Arcane Boots, they're going to have a lot of spamming capabilities, and we're going to see them look to shut down. Kunkka's already TPing bottom, looking for a kill with Leshrac.
Oh, this is going to be fantastic for them, keeping the Spectre down. There's the Torrent, exactly what they want. I mean, this is going to be, like, this X marks the spot is becoming such an issue. I mean, it's still only a level 1 Torrent, but that's all he needs. He just needs to set up for his team. Catch these annoying, hard to pin down heroes like Queen of Pain, like Spectre, and that's all he needs, and they'll provide the damage. That's all they do. In there, like, most of the damage that was coming out from Edict, it was just pinning her down so they could get rid of her. Even with that Vanguard's up and running. You see the bottom tower go down, and the gold piling up in the dark.
Giggles are playing their... They're playing their lineup right. They're putting on early pressure. They know they could afford to give Spectre free farm if they managed to use their heroes to get that early advantage. They took down top tower. Leshrac getting more and more farm. Kunkka doing well at top. He's going to be going, I believe, for a Drum of Endurance just to boost up his stats, give his team that mobility aura. And now mid lane, I think Giggles are just going to take out this last T1 tower and keep on putting on pressure.
The blink in from Queen of Pain throws down the Shadow Portals, but she gets hit by the X marks the spot. Torrent as well. The Fissure, though, should keep her safe unless the Prophet gets in here. Throws down the Sprout. However, Kunkka can't get to her. Do they have any more spells up? She does manage to get to her before her blink comes off cooldown. It is only a level 1. This, of course, is the danger of a level 1 blink. Big cooldown, so difficult to get away. She gets cut down there by Kunkka. I should also mention that Buron has got that Macasm up and running. And how is Tidehunter? I assume Tidehunter might be working towards that. Well, I'm assuming that they do want a pipe up and running, just because Queen of Pain, Earthshaker, Ice Blast.
It all comes slowly and steadily. Right now, he's just picked up those Arcane Boots. He's hit level 6 as well, and looking just to cause some problems for Mineski, as Kunkka as well, looking around, trying to find someone. The ES, the AA, playing cautiously, will back off, maybe look to just slow down this push, but they cannot keep this tower up.
Yep, tower is definitely going to go down, and definitely the fast Arcane Boots were smart from Tidehunter, just because they need to be able to refill and just continually be aggressive, having to run back and forth, looking for runes, bottle crowing, or even just going straight back to the fountain. It pretty much makes pushing impossible. Oh, is that...
Spectre needs to be careful.
And she's given away a position. They've seen the dagger. They know where she is now, although they decide not to go for it.
Maybe they don't realize. Maybe... I think because the dagger went that way, I think they assumed that Spectre saw them smoke, maybe. And
possibly.
It's one of those things where, because the dagger was almost directed at their heroes. It was as if Spectre saw them, but they are going to change target, go for the Queen of Pain at mid. Wow.
I think that's the perfectly fine option as well.
Wash.
I think that is a perfectly fine option.
Why the hell not? And they're going to maybe get this tier 2 tower as well. They smashed the creep wave. Edict is up to level 4 now. And this tower is going to go down very, very quick.
Yeah, they'll get this without question. There is no response right now from Mineski. They're just trying to farm whatever they can. Meanwhile, Windrunner is still... Windrunner is without... She's got her starting item still. She's still 1,800 gold.
Wow.
What is this? What is this?
I'm not too sure. As Windrunner needs to pick up some phase boots or start building towards a mech, at least get some regular boots here to try and deal with this aggressive ganking power. This Giggles team right now are just walking around the map with 4 heroes, unstoppable, as they are going to have their 5th Leshrac join up with them at top. They just want to push in now. They don't want to waste time. They're going to get this another tier 2 tower, and Mineski are just looking like there's not much they can do, and they're just looking very stale.
That is a level 6 Earthshaker with no Echo Slam against a pushing line. I find this a little incredible to believe as they take out Queen of Pain again, probably going to lose his Earthshaker. I mean, they're up against a push line that spawns minions thanks to Fury, and there's just not even the Echo. Just for the factor of just having it there in case you get a good opportunity, because I mean it's an extra level in Aftershock versus Echo Slam. Am I missing something or just?
No, totally agree. They need to get that Echo Slam up, even though it doesn't have a Blink Dagger anytime soon. And Spectre actually going to TP mid. I believe he just wanted to get out of bottom, looking maybe for that Crystal Maiden who is currently bootless. But yeah, right now, the big thing going, which is setting up all these kills for Giggles, is this Kunkka pick. The level 2 early X marks the spot is causing so many problems. They're ganking the Queen of Pain even with it. They're ganking all these heroes, timing it so well, and no hero can escape once they get X'd.
Yeah, this is absolutely... Oh, well, unless they have Magic Immunity, but obviously none of these guys have access to that, so... It is completely destroying them. I completely agree. It has been a very... I'm going to say it's a relatively unconventional pick, like in the way that they're playing him. I haven't seen a lot of Kunkka. He seems to be very much a fringe pick. Every now and then I see him jump in, but he hasn't been dominant like this. Like, this Kunkka has been setting up so much trouble. Like you said, this is the first time I've really seen a Kunkka pick dominate in such a fashion.
Yeah, and I agree. I like the way they're not using him as a hard carry. They're not trying to farm up items like Battle Fury, Lothar. They're just going for these early game items, going for the phase boots. Firstly, to earn, to get up, make sure he can have those extra damage whenever he goes on the hero, and to heal up in between. Then the phase boots, the mobility, gets a bracelet, now going to make that Vanguard so he can just be so tanky and hard to kill. And I think Giggles now in a very controlling position. Gold graph, they're up by almost 10k gold now.
Oh wow, that's 14.5, and it's actually... I did actually see unconventional Kunkka in competitive Honor. It was I forget the team name, but they were playing and they ran a level 1 ganking roaming squad, and it was Kunkka and Sven, and it was just Sven sets up the torrents, because torrent is good. It's a slow and a stun, and it's got such a range too. So it was just the two of them just trying to set up kills like that, just roaming around. And this is what this almost feels like. Like they did decide to actually give him a bit of, like, they're giving him farm. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, they're using him for his gank prowess. Like you said, they're not going, we want this guy to carry. We want Tidebringer to win this match. It's just been X marks the spot and a level 1 torrent. It's just been setting up. I mean, has he even dropped a boat yet? I don't think he's dropped a serious boat yet either.
He's been because he's quite a low mana pool hero. He's been happy just X and torrent is the 2 spells he's been focusing on. And he will try to take out this ES. Spectre going to use the ulti. Is he going to haunt in, look for a fight? It looks like ES will get left alone, left to die, as the AA ultimate will go flying in. Mineski, though, sort of in an awkward position here, as Jules is going to get found alone. Shackle shot, nice shackle shot. Finds the CM and the Prophet, but there's just not enough backup damage.
Somehow that X and Torrent did not strike Spectre. It doesn't matter though, because Leshrac is on cleanup duty, smacks from the face with Split Earth, and burns her down with Edict. I'm actually very surprised that X didn't land. Doesn't matter though. And I've got to say, they are pushing hard. They could possibly... Do they have a second set of Arcane Boots? I think that might be hurting them a little bit, because I see Leshrac sort of about half mana. Kunkka running a little dry at the moment. And Leshrac... not Leshrac. Nature's Prophet also relatively low, so they might want to work in a second set of Arcane Boots if they can. Tied under the single set doesn't appear to be able to quite sustain them. But hey, whatever they're doing now, it's working. There's a Ravage X as well. Torrent as well. Ice Blast going through. Doesn't properly connect. Only clips. And Echo finally gets popped. And Kunkka will get snapped here, I think. Yep, there we go.
Yes, barely. And small condolence for Mineski, who are going to back off here. I mean, sorry, not yeah. Sorry, Giggles, who are going to back off here. They did get very low, but
did we call the blink on Tidehunter?
Well, that's how he got right into the middle of that fight. Yeah, it was. He recently picked that up, and that caused a lot of problems there for Mineski, although they did manage to take out the Kunkka. Kunkka getting very, very tanky. I mean, the Prophet as well, with that mech, is giving so much survivability. If they had that pipe there as well, that would have been all over Red Rover for Mineski. We're going to see that pipe up very soon, though, as Prophet has both hood and headdress. Great utility coming out of this Prophet.
And Leshrac actually opting for an early BKB. He's got the Ogre Club, he's got the Mithril Hammer, has just picked up the point booster, which will probably get turned into a Bloodstone later. I know he can also build Argonauts, but I haven't seen one yet. It's all just been the Bloodstone straight up, just for the mana regen, obviously, as well as boosting his tankiness by a huge load. Now, it has popped his invisibility rune. It's just skulking around at the moment. I think he's hoping that reinforcements will arrive and they will just try to set up a kill. However, it needs to be careful though. Queen of Pain with her ult up, got her ult, got the Scream up and ready to go. Gonna cause some damage. She's got mana for both. I think, actually, yeah, she does just have enough for both. Nature's Prophet ultimately going through though, and she will need to back up. Meanwhile, possible? No, it doesn't look like it. Kunkka just sort of trading hits there with Spectre. Tidehunter, nothing new either.
Kunkka up to 1,200 gold now. Could buy up that Drum of Endurance if they want to get another aura on their side, but right now it's not going to matter all too much. Mid lane, Leshrac getting closer and closer to his BKB, just 300 gold away, so that's going to be up in the next few fight. Man, look at even the CM has actually bought a Vitality booster.
This is Dendy! This is Dendy! Oh, he just goes, you know what? Vanguards and a Sanjin Yasha. Come at me, Complexity. And before that match, basically, he said to his admirers, who were wishing him luck, said, it will be easier than pub. Do not worry. It will be easier than pub.
As we are going to see CM. Oh, is CM going to go down? The mech is there. Pipe is not up just yet, but they are looking to chase, and X will seal the deal for one of these heroes. And it doesn't look like they're going to get it just yet.
Oh!
Ooh! Perfect Fissure. Stop the Ravage. That would have been atrocious for Mineski, but luckily the Fissure was perfectly timed.
And Roshan has been banned, just been left there at about 2/3 health. Meanwhile, wait, is Windrunner bought anything yet? Okay, yeah, she's finally bought stuff actually. Actually, she's spent her cash, she's got the Bassi, she's got the Phase Boot, she's got the headdress, working towards probably a mech, one would assume. Just because it's one of those really useful items you need to have. Meanwhile, I honestly don't think that they can, especially, I won't expect it, obviously, jump in when she needs to, but I just don't think they can afford to engage this second tier tower. They just will not win, I don't think. They just need to sack it, basically.
Well, it's all about the Spectre now. Spectre is, they try to catch Spectre at top, they don't get the X off. Spectre going to reality towards bottom, and now it's 5v3. Mineski could take this fight if they really want, as two tiers have just TP'd towards top. This is going to be a free kill on the Prophet by the looks of it, but I don't think they're going to get anyone else. Prophet will just die for the team. Maybe Spectre going to get the kill. They probably want to try and give that to the Spectre. Spectre getting very close to that relic now.
I'm going to say that was probably worth it, because the tower, I think, was worth it. And also, they poured up heroes much to defend this top tower, which trading one hero kill for a tower kill and defending a tower kill, I think in the end works out with more gold in favour of the Dire side in the end. Even though Spectre did obviously pick up a bit of assist gold. But yeah, you're right, she is close to a relic. She's 3.3k. Only about another, 1,800 for the rest, but yeah, about 2k away from picking up that full-on Radiance. And do you think this game will radically shift if she gets that Radiance? I honestly don't think that will, just because Leshrac's finished the BKB, and Kunkka, I think they can burst it down with the disables they have available.
Yeah, I think they can. They've got so many stuns, so many ways to lock them down that can be taken out. But we're going to see them look to just Giggles. They want to just go for Roshan. Leshrac's finished the BKB, and with an Aegis, probably going to Leshrac here, or maybe even the Kunkka. Kunkka, who's picked up a Drum of Endurance, completing off the Aura trio with the pipe, the mech, the drums. They may go for a Vlad's as well if they really want. But right now, this is looking bad for Mineski. They do have that relic coming soon on Spectre, and this is going to be all about the Spectre, the Radiant Spectre, trying to just turtle this out, get that Radiance on Spectre, make the game go for as long as possible, because this Fire team, the longer this game goes, some of their heroes do not really scale that well into the late game.
I agree, although then again, Polisson has had a pretty good time. I mean, basically right now,
Yeah.
Mineski are up against the wall. I'm saying at the moment, Giggles have got the opportunity to try and take a Rax. It is opening, they've got that. There's the blink of the Ravage. X marks the spot on Queen of Pain as well. She gets taken out. Fissure goes down. Echo is on cooldown after he used to take out Prophet by himself. And I'm thinking they're probably regretting it. So they lose 2 heroes here. There's the pick. They've lost both heroes. The Aegis is on the dire side, and this is their moment to try and push. Ice Blast coming through, not going to do that much. In fact, doing...
Yeah, and Mineski, Spectre is still farming away at top, has the Relic, 300 gold. Spectre should just try and get this tier 1 tower, as they can't really defend here. Spectre can always ulti in. He's going to wait for Queen of Pain ES to respawn, and I don't think they can get the Rax in time. ES will be back in 7 seconds, although Mineski do not have their glyph.
ES, though, has got Echo up now, though. The question is, he's got the opportunity to teleport in, although he is on 1700 gold, getting relatively close. It looks like he's opting to walk in. Could just fissure and walk in, I guess. Where is he? Yeah, there he is. He's stalking around. He's going for the blank deck. There's Queen of Pain ultimate. Now ES going. Here comes the Echo. The BKB popped by Leshrac. Dodges the damage, I believe. And we're going to lose ES. He gets taken out. Queen of Pain unable to do anything. X marks the spot. Here comes the Torrent. Queen of Pain about to get obliterated. Frostbite as well, just to seal the deal. Although here comes the Ice Blast. Will kill Kunkka. Oh, AA ulti. The only saving grace there. Although Kunkka is back up. I honestly thought they would have given it.
Spectre didn't actually come to the... That's weird. Spectre stayed top, which I think was okay for Mineski, because he can't actually do much damage in a fight. He doesn't have the Radiance yet. He's going to get closer and closer to it. They are going to lose their ranks here, but with the Radiance up on Spectre and a couple hundred gold, maybe the next push they'll be able to hold a bit better. They did manage to get a couple kills there, but losing their ranks is going to hurt. So Giggles, get what they came for.
I am surprised. Like, the Aegis was on Kunkka, not Leshrac. I just feel at this point in the game, Leshrac is hitting harder. Do you...
Oh yeah, Leshrac's doing a lot more damage, but I think with the BKB they kind of thought, okay, Leshrac can't really die, which is true for that 10 seconds, but once that BKB were off, they managed to focus down the Leshrac. The AA Ice Blast finished him off, and I think, yeah, the Aegis would have been much better on the Leshrac.
But in the end, it didn't really matter. They got what they came for, like you said. They got what they came for, got the racks, got out, and yeah, as it looks like, oh, there is the Radiance. It is done and dusted. 23-minute raid. It's slightly later than expected, though then again you were right, she did of course try and rush that Vanguard just for survivability. Not that it did her a whole lot. I'm going to say this, like, she had a free farm the entire time down there, and when she got jumped it didn't really make a huge difference one way or the other. It just feels like she honestly just could have skipped it entirely. Just doesn't seem to have affected the match at all, as it looks like. There we go. Game has been resumed. I wonder where Leshrac has got. He's got time. I guess I'm pretty sure he's going to go for the Bloodstone now, just because that's what we normally see. Can't get 10 charges, and he's also got that drums up and running. The mobility obviously great. Hasn't popped any charges yet, though. Interestingly enough, has held on to them.
Probably with these push here, he will be looking to use. It's one of those things that often players forget to use. It is only a 5% boost to movement speed and attack speed, but it's something you probably should consider using. But for now, Mineski once again have to defend, and Spectre ulti on cooldown for 5 seconds. They're going to want to wait for the Spectre ulti. He does have Radiance now, and nice combo on the Leshrac. Leshrac is already very, very low.
Indeed, indeed. And during that last fight, really, the Mineski's only saving grace was that big ult coming through, the Ice Blast coming through. But at the moment, looking pretty grim. Looks like they're going to lose another Rax. Also, Christman is building a Bloodstone, not the patented Dendy's patented Vanguards, as it looks like the pipe now being popped by the Radiant. It is by the die, sorry, shielding him up against that Spectre burn. As Crystal Maiden eating a stun there, falls relatively low. Shack goes down, but not before the Ravage, the Torrent, and the X marks the spot. Gonna lose Earthshaker. 1 second Echo. Can he get it off? No, he can't. He goes down. The Sonic Wave gets popped. Does nothing to Leshrac. Down goes Queen of Pain. Spectre about to get 1v4'd. Not looking good for her.
Yeah, top Rax will go down, and now Mineski, they threw everything they could. The Queen of Pain ulti, the Spectre with Radiance, even with the Fissure plus Ice Blast, it was not enough. The pipe, the mech, proving to be too powerful, as Giggles find themselves up 4 Rax, and Mineski in a lot of trouble here, as they are going to find their bottom tier 3 tower and Rax maybe under siege very, very soon.
And of course, I mean, the BKB too, the Leshrac just dodging so much damage to that Queen of Pain. Ice Blast coming through though is only going to hit Leshrac. Shackle not landing correctly. Leshrac should be at the back. I think they're just going to back up and heal just because they don't need to be here.
Yeah, they've got their creep wave is far away. Mineski have managed to regroup. Now, Spectre's still there for another 5-6 seconds, but for now, there's no need to press the issue. They're up 4 Axes. They can regroup, they can heal up, they can go buy their items, and they will be coming back full force and stronger very soon.
Indeed, indeed. Now, what have we got here? Queen of Pain, still nothing at all to talk about. In fact, she went for Arcane Boots. Has got a Null Talisman just to try and bulk up a little bit and help her out with those early stats. Spectre, 700 gold saved up, still not a whole lot. In fact, let's check the GPMs all round. 12k advantage right about now to the Dire side, and individual GPMs. Polison playing his Leshrac, 430. Nature's Prophet, despite having a retardedly bad start, is up to 3. Oh, well, it wasn't bad in the sense of he was playing bad and he was dying, but it was more just he couldn't farm that lane very well at all. But yeah, he's up to 430. Like, he's got the highest GPM in the game right now, so it's kind of surprising to see him all the way up there. And then, of course, Kunkka has done really well as well. I guess I guess Prophet has just been slotting in, using his mobility to his full advantage. You see here, he's doing the Ancients as well. He has just been really maximising his farm time when he's not needed to push lanes and stuff. So it's probably some good play from him there.
Yeah, and he's gone for all the right items, all the items that Giggles have needed to push down those lanes, to pipe the mech, giving them the survivability they need. I mean, all in all, Giggles are looking very strong here. They got up the quick blink dagger on time. They've been pushing. They've been putting on the necessary pressure. It's the perfect way to play against a Spectre. And now Mineski going to find themselves in a bit of trouble. They are going to run into the Kunkka here. X, Torrent, Queen of Pain will go down, as Spectre going to pop an ultimate, but probably won't even go in here.
I've got to say, oh, there is the blink and echo though. ES does have on Ravage, so interrupting the fissure. That was big. ES goes down before they can get that lockdown complete, and they're going to lose AA as well. I'm going to say, shout out to Pretty Little Lies, the magnificent bastard.
Wow.
Running these unconventional picks, relatively unconventional picks, and making them work. I mean, this has got to be the first time I've really seen Kunkka dominate a match just like this. Granted,
even with a level... Even with... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you go.
Even with the level 2 ES ultimate there, even with the ES level 2 ultimate there, the pipe the mech, it was just not enough. And Pretty Little Lions, the captain for Giggles, just managing to pull out something special.
I agree. And there we go, the GG. Oh, wait, that's from the Dire side. Okay. No, Mineski are calling GG as well. I was going to say, fuck you, no GG! No fucking GG. No way.
More of that.
I love that response. That was Hirosh, wasn't it? I think it was Hirosh.
Yeah, Hirosh. That was Draken. Well, they're the one team I was like, they tried so hard to get into this tournament. They both qualifiers, making to the finals, but not going to be here. But Giggles in their place, taking down Mineski. Some great play from them, and they are showing that they have truly deserved their spot in this tournament. No doubt at all. They have definitely given us something special. And Mineski, dear God, this was like, obviously not a huge deal on the line. It's not a do or die match, but this is this is definitely a very big and embarrassing upset to lose to a wild card team like this. And it's not even close. It's been complete domination. I really sense some problems coming up for them in the future. They're just going to have to take a good hard look at their lineups and stuff like that, and really, I think really put some good hard practice into this game, because right now they're just showing, I think, some really serious cracks around the edges at the moment. But guys, you've been watching the Gigabyte Dota Masters Tournament. This has been Triumphant Man and Gods from Absolute Legends casting on the Beyond the Summit channel, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more action, so please tune in, and of course, leave us some feedback, or even follow this stream, favorite this stream. This does help immensely, guys. Yep. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.